Hello Mega Dorks, it's time to look at something new for this channel which will absolutely not become a thing because it's the only Power Rangers thing I intend to buy. I saw this on Bolt Matrix channel a while back and I just loved the design, and since being heavily reduced in price I struck like a king cobra on a packet of peanuts. So look, I have no experience with Power Rangers outside of the original few series. I was maybe a bit too old for it when it first arrived. Not too old to secretly watch it every afternoon, but certainly for the toys. All toys really. Luckily that hang-up disappeared around the age of 18. But I've always had a soft spot for certain elements of the franchise. The giant monster battles, the transforming, combining robots, of course, Goldar, Lord Zed, and of course, Finster. But I've got zero clue when it comes to the series this lad comes from, Power Rangers in space. Even so, coming to this fresh, I can look at these images and think, yep, that's exactly what I'm into. I mean, look at that. I'm not going to watch the show, but it's cool enough for me to buy the toy. So let's look at the toy. Isn't that wonderful? So large and chunky and full of fun detail. The shiny plastic, the chromed elements, the overall design. I've said this before, but toys like this have big 80s birthday card energy. So just strip away all that Power Rangers dressing, you've still got a very cool robot. It looks like an updated version of one of those robots you would put 9D batteries into and it would walk while all the joints rotated. My wife said the exact same thing, so you know that must be true. Apart from some real limitations in the arms, there's a pretty decent amount of articulation too. The head can swivel around and kinda look up and down if you're careful. There's some good swivel in the waist and legs, and even a ball joint on the ankles. For a set this big, I wish the arms could go right out, but it does the job. There's some fun features on this boy too. Nothing massively impressive, just wee things that make you go, oh, that's nice. Like the chest compartment opens up to reveal a Power Rangers home theatre setup, which wins the award for most difficult thing to get on camera in 2023. The accessories are satisfyingly huge. I mean, look at this sword, it's massive. And because it's not a third-party product, the likelihood of me cutting open a major artery is almost zero. The shield is similarly massive. You could eat your dinner off this thing. You can peg it into these grooves on the arms and it sits surprisingly snug. You also have this big blaster, but the eagle-eyed amongst you may have noticed the hands are moulded closed. How does the Astro MegaZord get tooled up for cosmic carnage? Well, we have a few extra hands, the bane of every collector's existence. I cannot imagine anyone likes having a big bag of hands somewhere in their house. It's creepy. Still, we get fists with peg holes and these big sweeping Dreamwave style hands if we want to get sassy. You can just pull the existing hands off and then plug these in. Shout out to the design on these pegs. That looks like it would be more comfortable on the end of something from Ann Summers. But I tell you, if you need your daily workout, try putting these weapons into the peg holes here. That's a ridiculously tight fit. Still, I suppose it's good to know they're not going anywhere. Standing there with the blaster, the sword and the shield, it's just lovely. It pokes the nostalgia centres in my brain in ways that Transformers don't quite reach. There's a classic look and feel going on here that just speaks to me. So let's see if we can ruin that by transforming the boy into a big daft spaceship. Workout number 2 of the day here. I'm going to be like a non-racist Hulk Hogan at the end of this. You can tell this is for adult collectors because there's no way a child could move some of these ratchets. They're very clicky though, which does push a stiff finger into my pleasure centre. Remove the head and transform that into this space shuttle mode, and then you can turn around the blaster barrel and connect it all as a booster. I like this a lot. If you open up the cockpit, there are some Rangers again, and look at how tiny they are. I love it. Even if you're not into Power Rangers, that's cool. Admit it. Pretend that they're Diaclone or something like that, you big sourpuss. The rest of the transformation really is just unhinging the arms and then swinging the legs around, using the feet to bring the whole thing together. I have to say, it's really nice. It's got big ELO vibes, and really, what else can you ask for at the age of 41? I think the only thing I don't like are the fists hanging off the back end. If there was some way to hide those, I honestly don't think there's much else to complain about. The shield does this very cool swivel and connects to the underside. And then we can detach the booster section and the shuttle to connect the side boosters to the main ship, with the gun stowing away underneath with the shield. If you're feeling fancy, why not open the front section of the ship, stow away these two supports, and we get the shuttle in there too, like in the show. Apparently. It's a shame there's no real place for the sword, but it's so huge I don't blame them. I'll just use it to stir tea in the meantime. Other than that, we've got these fun little rubber turrets, and that concludes the features on this lad. Wait, actually, no, there's a little bag of little Power Rangers too. In terms of tiny Power Rangers, this toy at least gives you a lot of value for money. I was expecting this to just be a nice thing to look at, but it's actually a really fun toy to interact with too. A ton of really nice little moments in ship mode. Perhaps the shuttle could have done with a kind of launcher when you opened the front. Nah, you know what, that would have been a disaster, so it's fine as it is. I adore this toy, folks. Does it make me want to investigate the others in the line? Absolutely not, but it does deserve a place on the big boy display. And remember, Power Rangers fans, until next time, the power is yours!
Wasn't that Captain Planet's line?
Yeah, but Power Rangers fans won't know that, will they? Daft bastards.
Yeah, daft bastards.